What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're having a great Steam Next Fest. I know there are literally hundreds of demos and games to be able to try this week, and not even just from Steam Next Fest. I know the summer has been crazy with all the different showcases that have been happening over the summer. I can hardly keep up with all of this stuff, and I'm not even like fully in this industry, so I can't imagine people who do this for a living, and I'm like, I would be drowning in all of this. But anyway, out of all the hundreds of demos during Steam Next Fest, there are two I want to highlight today. And the first one I got up here is called Hermit and Pig. Now, Hermit and Pig is developed and published by Heavy Lunch Studio, and it is a turn-based adventure RPG about a reclusive hermit and his truffle hunting pig. These unlikely heroes must explore, forge, fight, and overcome unfortunate personal shortcomings to solve the mystery of a sinister corporate plot. So I saw this game in a couple different ways. I got an email about it, and then also saw that in one of the many dozens of showcases that I saw over the past couple of weeks or so. I was like, man, this looks pretty cute. It's like an old man and a pig running around fighting the creatures and using different types of attacks and just looking for mushrooms. So little did I know that when I started playing this demo, how much more complicated the combat in this system was. And so you actually have a fair amount of attacks that you are able to use, be it from a cane to a slap to a punch to a kick. And they also have different button presses that you have to use within the turn-based combat that you're using. There's also a timer off to the side, as you're seeing. There's also a little slider that will go up and down to indicate whether or not it's going to be a critical hit or not. So there's a little bit more depth within the combat. There's also blocking, as I'm just looking at the footage right now. So I'm like, man, there's a lot more going on in this game that I initially expected. I just thought it was going to be you're running around as an old man and a pig, and you're just choosing different attacks as you're fighting these creatures. So yeah, there's a lot more going on. You also go through the different environments. You are getting out of your comfort zone because you are interacting with people as a hermit, and hermits don't really interact with people, obviously. And so one of the things that I interacted with was just this little girl that is talking about this sinister corporate plot, that kind of getting into the meat of what the story is going to be. And there are also some dialogue choices that you have within the game, so I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. It's supposed to be released sometime soon. It doesn't have an actual release date. I'm looking at the Steam page right now, so there's nothing confirmed yet, but I do think this is a demo you should get your hands on, try it out, see what the combat is. There's some cheeky dialogue in it. I think it's just fun to there's not many old man simulators. I think even when I got the email about it, it was like, this is an old man life simulator. So I do enjoy the hat that the old man and the pig have on. So yeah, I think this has a lot of charm to it, and also has a little bit more depth than what you would expect from a turn-based RPG. So definitely check out Hermit and Pig at some point during all of the mini demos that you're trying over Steam Next Fest. Okay, so I actually changed shirts for this next game. I'm doing a little bit of shilling, but hey, it don't matter because this shirt is pretty cool. As you can see, I'm gonna put away my mic here. There it is. There it is. And so the next game I have up is called Traveler's Refrain, and this is by the fine folks over at Red Essence Games. So the reason why I'm even wearing this shirt is that they actually released the demo for this before Steam Next Fest came out, and there was a feedback form that people could fill out, and I did. I was one of the few people that filled that out early, and so I was able to get a shirt. So shout out to them for sending this to me, and I was able to get some sweet merch out of them. But I'm not just shilling just to shill. I do think this is going to be a great game, and as you're going to see from the footage and what you've been seeing, hopefully you've been able to check it out for yourself. But if you don't know what Traveler's Refrain is, let me read you the description. It says, wield your magical instrument and defy the mechanical goddess of fate in this song-casting, story-driven action RPG. Explore the Forbidden Forest as Traveler and help him reunite with his long-lost love as you fight through abominations and solve mysterious puzzles, all while an ancient conflict unfolds. If this sounds familiar to you, you, you're probably someone who is familiar with the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. If you're into things like Greek mythology, you are actually beseeching the fates when you are talking to these people. So it's a bit of like Greek mythology mixed in with some mechanical sci-fi, also some oral world magic. So it's really cool. It's a really interesting looking game. And what speaks to me about this game is that you are using your it's called, I mean, you're using your instrument to create specific abilities and attacks. And so as a musician myself and with a lot of musical background, so this really spoke to me, and I really enjoy the combat of this game. So yeah, what are you doing in this demo? You are going around and you're collecting your different abilities. And in this demo specifically, you're using two different types of weapons, one of which is called the lantern, which basically lights things on fire. And so it lights things on fire, and you can upgrade that at specific wells, and you are fighting enemies. You also get an axe later on that you can upgrade, and that's your heavy attack, but the lantern is more of like your light attack. And so you're going around, you're fighting enemies, you're solving puzzles, and just like your standard action RPG. And then eventually you will get the ability to use your instrument, which will then give you the ability to create different songs. And when you get it, there are a couple of songs that you get in this demo. The first one you get is a healing song, so you can play the specific note patterns, and as you can see as your character, you have your stamina bar up top, health bar, and then what you have, the little yellow squares or rectangles are called verve, which is essentially like your song mana essentially. And so this song right here is called the Song of Remedy, which is the ability to heal yourself after being damaged. So you have that. You also get the ability to create spikes on the ground and also rewind time as well. So I really think this game is great. There's a lot going on even in just this demo. And so one of the things you do is you engage in a fresh combat loop. You can alternate between casting powerful spells with your magical instrument and delivering combo attacks with your 3 elemental melee weapons in this flashy and fluid combat system. Like I said, there's the 2 you get in the demo, so I don't know what the third one will be. You can also level up abilities. There's also choices that you can make within the demo. I didn't really experience that as much as I thought I would. There are dialogue choices that you make as the narration is happening, and there's pretty good voice acting within this as well. In fact, the person who is voicing the traveler is a musician himself, and so the people at Res Essence Games have actually worked with a lot of musicians to help craft the story and the feel of this game. So I thought that was really cool. And so yeah, there's specific dialogue choices that you can choose, and the track will be built based on what you choose. And I don't really think I felt that as much as I would want to. And so maybe when the game fully releases, or if we get more of the demo, you'll see those choices be affected later on. And so yeah, I thought it was interesting. So yeah, this guy is a struggling musician trying to find his love, beseeching the fates. And so yeah, the combat system's pretty fun. I thought this world is really cool. The characters are looking really interesting. I like the combat. I love the idea of this world. Like I said, it's like a mix of like sci-fi mechanical machinery with like old world with also some modern elements. So there's some interesting things going on in here. I enjoy it, and also enjoy the fact that it's playing off of the idea of the Greek mythology, because I'm a big fan of Greek mythology. I mean, see anything Hades or Hades 2 related on this channel to know more about why I love Greek mythology. It's such a cool concept, and so I love when people have their own takes and their own ideas about it. But definitely give Traveler's Refrain a play during your time during Steam Next Fest, and wishlist both these games. In fact, any game that you are playing today or throughout this entirety of this week, definitely give that a wish list and a follow. But shout out to Nick and Armin over at Res Games for releasing this demo. They actually have a YouTube channel where they talk about these things in a podcast. They have they have Discord that you can join as well, and yeah, they're pretty good about responding to you. Yeah, so shout out to them, and shout out to the people over at Happy Lunch Games for Hermit and Pig, and shout out to any indie developer doing anything during Steam Next Fest. I enjoy this time of year so much because of the breadth of games that is coming out. And so yeah, let me know what you're playing during Steam Next Fest in the comments below, and let me know if you've checked out Hermit and Pig or Traveler's Refrain. I would love to know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. My name is Chike, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.